Let's get it. Just Incredible's Liftoff show on Power 106 each and every afternoon from 2 to 6. I'm joined by my brother, Wiz Khalifa.
Hello there.
What's up, my boy?
What's up, man?
Good to see you, man.
Good to be here.
All the time, man.
Yeah,
God is great, baby.
Nah, for sure.
Seen you come a long way, man.
Yeah, it's you too.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I was thinking about that a little earlier, like how far the journey's come. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's made their way on up.
I love it. Elevation.
Keep leveling up.
Elevation, man. We here. We got the new project out.
Yep.
Kush and OJ too. How's it feel to get that thing out, man? The sequel.
I'm really excited, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's just a good thing to have that type of music out, to be embraced in the community and in today's trajectory. You got the algorithm and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
so
man.
It's not normal to just do what you're known for and get recognition for it. So I just feel like really happy for me and really happy for the people who support me that this is a success.
Absolutely, man. Because the release of the first one is like 2010. Right? So, damn, 15 years later, the appetite, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For that sound, that feeling.
Yeah.
You really went there with this and crafted it up,
Yeah.
How much of, literally that Kush and OJ sound, like did you go back and take a listen and make sure, like, you know what I mean? Where was your mindset at when designing it?
I really just disconnected from social media for a minute.
Nice.
Like I just got off the internet for like 2 or 3 months. I didn't scroll, I didn't digest, I didn't add anything to it. And I was really just looking at some of my favorite moments of myself.
Okay.
And just use myself as inspiration. And it just brought me back to my fans and just the people who support me and love me and got me to where I'm at. So I'm like, man, I could just do exactly what they want me to do, and this thing will be what it needs to be.
Facts.
So I just took my time and tapped in with them and, kept them in mind while I was doing all of this, whether it's picking the beats, writing the flows, doing the features, all the way up until the very end of it.
Yeah.
I kept in mind, what the real supporters of Wiz Khalifa would want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you delivered, my boy.
Thank you.
You delivered.
Thank you.
Do you think back, like, I've seen you do tours and concerts and sold out arenas, but those early days, where there was maybe 200 people at the show, 500 people, like, take me to that moment of like dialing in, and then here we are 20 years later, 15 plus years later, but just not giving up, what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. It was really all about the feeling back then, and the memories that we were making with the music, and that's why I think a lot of people are so attached to that sound and they love it and they want it back because of how it reminds them of how they felt at the time.
That part.
Yeah, we were really free. We were having a lot of fun. And just the things that were happening, some of them, you'll just remember for the rest of your life. So to be able to recreate that, and, even with the new Kush Orange Juice, like Kush Orange Juice 2, if you get in the car and you're driving and you listening to it, it automatically makes the car ride better.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. I definitely gave it the car test.
Like it just makes the day better, and during that time, that's the feeling that I had, and it feels really good to have that exact same feeling right now with the music. Yeah,
very hard to do, and you pulled it off. I love the 5-star joint with you and Gunna.
Thank you.
Talk to me about collabing with Gunna on this track.
Yeah, it was something that was really organic. Me and Gunna, we got in the studio. We talked about, just a couple things and our views on music and where we're going with it. And he played me some songs off of his new album as well. And I recorded a verse for him too.
Dope.
But we just did like a swap because we're pretty much both on the same type of vibe.
Yeah.
We're trying to entertain the same people. We're promoting the same lifestyle when it comes to just chilling, keeping it player, vibing out, you know what I mean?
Vibe music.
Yeah, elevated, you know what I'm saying? Something that's gonna build people and turn people into bosses. And 5 stars for the ladies, so it's definitely empowering women as well as, speaking highly of them, you know what I'm saying? And just saying elevated things like yoga and hiking, and, you know what I'm saying? Like what
more
we
mature
what we
man.
think a real 5 star is all about. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You man, you've been doing it all, man. You got your own Kush strain, if I'm saying that right. You got you're fighting. You know what I'm saying? Heavy in the gym. And
definitely.
How's that been going?
It's been going really well. I stay on the fitness journey, whether it be lifting, training, striking, or doing yoga as well. I'm really deep into yoga now. Yeah, hot yoga. I started out just doing it once a week, but now I'm at 3 times a week.
Really?
Yeah, it really gives me just a whole different center and balance.
Interesting.
With things. And
is this something you do like first thing in the morning, or how's it?
No, I do it in the afternoon. Yeah, usually at noon, from about 1 o'clock till 2.
Nice.
That's my usual yoga time. And I try to work it in as much as possible, especially when I'm doing a lot of stuff. I keep my routine, I keep my regimen, because that's what centers me, and that's what makes me, value the little things. If I'm going too hard in the studio, I don't really feel good. Like back in the day, I used to be cool with just grinding and sleeping in the studio.
No sleep, grind mode. Isn't that crazy how life kind of evolves?
Now I could do maybe 3 days of that, and then I don't feel right. It doesn't feel right. So I love my routine. I value my routine. And that's what keeps me, pretty much centered and going with what I'm doing. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. When it comes to Kush and Orange Juice too, why now? What made you say, hey, this is the year, this is the time to do it? Like I said, just based off of the fans and what I know that they want, there have been a lot of times where people ask me to do Kush and Orange Juice too and revisit it. And I was like, no, I'm never going to do that.
Not going there.
Yeah, but to come down off of my own, high horse and let my own, thing go, and I don't have to stand on that just because I said it. So it's if that's what y'all want, I'm going to give it to you. And I definitely felt me wanting to put out a full project, that would be the most interesting. Nobody would be as interested in Kush and it's something else as they would Kush and Orange Juice too.
Nah, for real.
So it was a no-brainer for me.
Real. Did you go back and work with some of the same producers, or how did really? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Along with DJ Quick, Jason Martin, TM88, Mike and Keys, Mike Will. I worked with Cardo, who's super duper essential to the Kush and Orange Juice sound.
Yes, sir.
And I'm really thankful for Cardo.
Talk about it, man.
For being just so forward with giving beats for this project. He would just send me beats in my sleep, yo.
Damn.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even be the same without him.
Period.
There's no way that the album would sound close to what it is without Cardo.
Shout out to Cardo, man.
Yeah, and he could have just gave me 1 or 2 beats and been here, bro, that's it. But he was really making beats in his off time and sending me stuff and tapping in and just making sure that the project had the pieces that it really needed. So I'm really thankful for Cardo.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Love it. Yeah. 23 tracks on the project.
Yeah, 18 and then 5 bonus.
That were already out or right? Okay.
Yeah.
This thing is slapping, bro. This thing is slapping. Features from Quick, Ty Dolla $ign, my brother OT Genesis, Jason Martin, like you said. How'd you go about picking, the features for who was going to be a part of this process?
Yeah, the features are really who was around while I was making it. I was around all of these people while I was making it. I went and seen Ty personally, and stayed in the studio till 5 o'clock in the morning. You know how Ty works.
It's a vibe,
he got 8 rooms with somebody playing, violin in this room, somebody turning up in the other room. So I stayed there and I went through the whole thing.
You did the whole?
And waited till 5 in the morning. We recorded in the smallest little room in there. But it was such a vibe and it was so worth it. And even OT, we go to the same gym together. We hang out together.
Yeah.
So, it was nothing to just call him and be like, yo, come to the studio. I'm working on the album. And we just vibed out. We got turned up. It was like a party in there. And you could hear the party.
Hear it in the music. You can hear it in
exactly.
the joints.
And then, with Quick and Jason Martin, we were literally in Quick's house just, going in, bro, for 2 weeks straight, just turning up in the living room with the mic, adding stuff to the music. And it was just a real, I don't want to say an old school vibe, but it was what real music is all about.
What it's all about.
Yeah,
what it's all about.
Yeah, so all of these sessions were really organic, really well put together, and just really well thought out. Yeah.
You get it. You get it from hearing the music.
Yeah,
you get it from hearing the music, man. I know the vibes were probably on 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was the best.
Yeah. Some good smoke going.
Bro, it was the best. It was the most fun I ever had recording an album.
That's dope, man. Damn, after all these years, you know what I'm saying? To still be having this much of a good time.
Yeah.
God is good, man.
Yeah, God is amazing.
All the time. Bro, if weed was a Grammy ceremony, right? What would your acceptance speech sound like?
I would just play Nate Dogg's part on next episode. When he said, smoke weed every day. That would be my acceptance speech, and I would walk off, yeah.
Just walk off, man. Yeah. I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I've been watching your press run, man. I've been watching everything. I know you've been super busy.
Yeah.
What is it? It's $2 million a show.
Oh, yeah.
$2 million a show nowadays.
Yeah, it gets there.
I bet.
It gets there. It does.
It gets there. But what was that shift in even your mindset, right?
Yeah.
From doing them early shows that we talked about to, I know it ain't even about the money, but just like where you was like, man, like, because you take it seriously when you hit that stage. Kind of talk to me about when you elevated not only your rap style and everything, but also visually, right? Merch, touring, you know what I'm saying? Stage design.
For sure.
Talk about it.
There's something that happened definitely over time, but just being reliable, always being somebody who focused on the bigger picture and being strategic as well. You don't say yes to everything.
That part.
Yeah.
You can't say yes. Sometimes there's value in the no, right?
Yeah, there's definitely value in the no. And, my work ethic was really, puts me up there and makes my worth what it is. And relationships as well. You got to have great relationships. You got to build relationships.
It's important.
And, the more that you work on those relationships and the reliability, you get more opportunities based off of that. And I've definitely been able to, advance based off of, my reputation for what I do.
For sure.
And, you know what I mean? And people know there's just certain people, like 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? There's certain people, when you book him, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah. That part.
And when you build a name like that, like people, they pay for it.
It's good for you to kind of drop those gems, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we live in such an entitled entertainment world, right? Where it's like all about clicks and views.
Yeah.
There's some man right here who sells hard tickets.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And and you get out there and do the groundwork.
Yeah.
And that's how it, you know what I'm saying, continues to grow.
Yeah.
And I watch this man on stage 100 times, and I feel like you connect with every fan. You got the giant blunt balloons you're throwing out there. Like, that shit goes a long way.
Yeah.
And I watch people, as I'm sure I see you watch their faces light up, man.
Yeah, it's a blessing to have a career where kids might have been too young to come to my shows before, and now they're of age, and they still want to come to the show.
That part.
Like, that's a blessing, and that's what we work off of that, and we supply that too. You're not gonna be let down.
Never.
You know what I mean? And that's what it's
A-game
about.
Every time.
Yeah.
A-game. Every time.
Yep.
I think I know this answer, but other than money, putting the money aside, what do you value the most in life right now?
Definitely my family and my kids, but my whole family, my entire family, my parents, my cousins, my aunts, but definitely my kids, my kids' mothers, and me just being a good person.
That part,
Yeah. I used to, when I was younger, like, I always wanted to be the best at what I was doing because that's where my mind was at, and when you're in school, it's competition, and then when you're in your early 20s, you're like a young adult, so you're competing against other young adults. At this stage, I'm not competing with anybody my age. I'm just trying to be the best me.
Love it.
That's the most important. As long as I have a great day, productive day.
Yeah.
Things can go a little sideways sometimes, but we can get it back on track.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a good team around you, support system.
Nothing's perfect. But everything's been going really, really well,
Thank
man.
God, man.
Yeah.
The last couple times I've seen you, man, you look great.
Thank you.
Physically, mentally.
Yeah.
You've said to me, dad life, you know?
Yeah.
And I know,
Yeah.
how has that changed and impacted your life, man?
It really like put everything in place and allowed me to just know what's important and to be able to work towards that and to be able to develop that. And I'm glad I'm not like feel like I'm missing out on anything or feel like it's a chore or anything like that. Like I really enjoy my routine.
Yeah.
So just that, like just being happy doing that. That's what dad life really taught me, is that it can be enjoyable.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Even the challenging moments.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely, man. For sure. They make you better. And those are the things that it's really all about. Like if you can master that, you can do anything else. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yep.
Oh man, what else? Okay, I heard it's a quarter. Is it a quarter milli for a feature?
It gets there.
250. It can get up to 250.
There. Yeah, it gets there.
To get Wiz on a verse, man.
Yep, it gets there.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
What's the vibe check before you'll even? No, that really makes you start to say, okay, like, what are you listening for?
Usually if it's about some bread like that, they just got a crazy budget and they want Wiz on the track.
Okay.
Yeah, yep. And I seen like some of the comments like, who would pay $250 for a Wiz verse? Blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of countries that you don't even hear the music. Like, you wouldn't hear the song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But there's countries
with artists out there that'll
they're
pay for that.
Yeah, absolutely. They're cracking. Like,
that's
you know
a nice bag, Wiz.
It really is.
It's a nice bag.
It really is. It really is.
How does it get to you? Who's the guy to call? You got. I'm not specifically, but on the team, you have people from other countries that can.
You know the guy. His name is Will.
My man, Will. Shout out to Will.
Will. $250,000 play. Will.
Willie.
$250,000 Willie.
Willie, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That's dope, man. Have you ever turned down a substantial amount of money because the vibe just wasn't right?
Nah, it's usually cool. Yeah, they usually know what they want when it comes to those songs.
Okay.
Anybody who's willing to pay that much money, they're looking for a specific thing. They want Wiz, they want the laugh, they want a little bit of singing. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just want specific things that turn it into a Wiz track.
Yeah.
Or what they're reminded of what Wiz feels like.
Right.
So that's pretty much what I'm giving them. And then, I can match any vibe. Like, I'm really good at blending genres.
Facts.
And
dude, you've done it so much.
Bro.
Monster records, bro.
And I don't compromise when I'm doing that. I'm still giving you bars. I'm still being witty.
Yeah.
And I'm still being like playful and energetic. So, I feel like it's a win, even though there's a transaction there. There's still soul into it as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Is there a feature or collaboration you've done that we might know about where you were like, damn, I should have kept that for myself, man. That motherfucker came out crazy.
Nah, I haven't done that.
No?
Nah, because there's some that if I catch a wave and some people, they'll hear like a song that I've written and they'll be like, can we just take that song? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll be like, remove the verses, let us just get that whole song. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I get an opportunity to do something that I wouldn't do for myself.
Right.
So even if it goes to somebody else, it still found a home.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
How was Coachella, man? Jumping out on stage.
Coachella was dope. It was fun. I hadn't been up there in a long time. And then just Juicy and Ty bringing me out, I just feel like super duper honored because those are my friends.
Family right there.
Yeah, they just looked out. They're like, yo, Wiz, we gonna bring you out. I'm like, damn, they didn't have to. They could have just done their whole set.
Wow.
And not even thought about me, but two of my really good friends brought me out, so that was fun.
That's dope, man. Taylor Gang shit, man. Real Taylor Gang shit.
For real.
What are some of your favorite collaborations, though, man? You've worked with Ty, you worked with Juicy. Like, what songs, has just been some of your favorites?
The recent ones, really. Lil Tyler.
Okay.
I was just listening to his verse in the car today, and he really, he went crazy on there, and it was just fun.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, it was fun, working with the young homie and him being able to hang like that. Russell was really fun to work with.
Russell's that guy, man. Great mindset, positive
really
young man,
positive dude, super fun to work with. And we just brought out a certain, energy in each other, because I think we kind of do the same thing where it's like we could make up stuff on the spot, and we make up stuff based off of how we feel or what we're going through or what our day is like or what our life is like.
Right.
So when you put us together, it was like really powerful.
Oh,
in my
man,
opinion.
I can see that.
Yeah,
For sure.
For sure, Currency and Juicy.
Ooh, you got hits with them, man.
Yeah, yep.
You and Ty.
Ty's so much fun working with. Problem or Jason Martin.
You got slaps with Jason.
We stayed locked in creating this whole album, really. And we went through like a whole process of, having different versions of it. And
really?
he was kind of getting tired of me. He's like, how many different versions of this album? When we gonna finally put it out? I'm like, just trust me, man. You gotta rock with me.
Right, you gotta have that trust process.
Yeah, because it's like, there's the music, but then there's also the fans. There's the people.
How do you check all the boxes, though? There's so many things you got to kind of, especially doing a sequel to Kush and OJ too.
I was really just focused on establishing a sound and a feeling.
Yeah.
And when I got back on the internet, I was only going after that. So anything that I was doing was promoting or, getting people ready or trying to find out what they really like. So just being able to like see their comments or respond to their comments or say one thing and get a reaction off of it. And it's like, okay, this is what they're reacting to. Now I could lean more into this direction.
Dope.
And also I could just get in my bag and, not only be consistent, but give you the best of the best.
Yeah.
So by the time that the album comes out, you're like fully charged up. You're not even waiting for anything but the best of the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yep.
Hey, man, let's play a round of high or lie, all right? I'm going to throw some scenarios at you, and you tell me if they were true and you were high, or if this is bullshit, this is cap, this is a lie.
Okay.
All right? You once dropped a whole verse in the studio, then realized the mic was off.
That's a lie.
That's a lie?
Yeah.
Never happened?
Nah, no.
All right, nothing like that ever happened?
Nah, no.
Wiz was almost in the Fast and Furious movie.
I was high, and that happened, yeah.
That did happen?
Yeah.
That's lit.
Yeah, for sure.
What was that experience like?
It was cool. I mean, there was, like, after See You Again, they wanted to make me, like, a real part of the franchise, but I just don't think they could write me in the movie anyway. Weed and driving.
Not the best.
They don't like that.
That's what's up. Okay. You once smoked with Snoop Dogg for 12 hours straight.
That's the truth. I was high. Yeah.
How high is high? Like, take me there if you can.
Extremely high.
12 hours?
Yeah, it was when we were filming Mac and Devin.
Whew.
Yeah, we just smoked nonstop. That was all real weed we smoked in that movie.
Damn.
Yeah, that's real pot.
It was real.
Yes. 100%.
That's real pot?
That's real pot.
I saw Seth Rogen on with Howard Stern, and Howard asked Seth, like, now that weed's legal, why do people still kind of have the weed man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why is that to you? Like,
To have the weed, man, I think people love street weed.
is that what it is?
Oh yeah. There's a bit of a difference
Right.
between street weed and dispensary
A
weed.
little bit.
Yes, that's that thug weed.
That thug weed.
Yeah, yep.
All right, high or lie. The earth is flat, bro.
Oh, high for sure. The earth is flat. It's flat. We live in a dome.
So you feel like we live in a dome. Talk to me about it.
Do you have a map of the earth?
Well, the only thing...
The map, okay, so the map of the earth that you are used to would have like the United States over here, would have Asia and Africa over here, and we'll have Australia somewhere down there, right? Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so if you travel from LA to Australia, you clearly don't go all the way over, like Asia and all that to get there.
Right.
You go the other way, right?
Right.
But that doesn't mean that it wraps around.
Okay.
If you take that world that you're thinking about and flatten it, like make it go this way, that's the actual path that we take. So if the United States is here and the rest of the world is north right here, then you take this path there. Anytime I go to travel, I always go over. We never go this way around. That's one thing. Another thing...
Interesting. Okay, keep going.
Another thing is if you try to... We can go up, down, left,
right.
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 That means we live in a dome. That we're not on top of a flat surface. We're not a world on top of a round thing. You wouldn't be able to go up and down if we were on top of something like that.
Can you go down though like that?
You can go downstairs.
Got you.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that if we were flat on. If we were on top of something round, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Man, that's interesting, man.
The only way that we can, the only way to go north is up this way, right? Not up that way. That's why we live on a flat earth.
Got it.
Yeah,
But
yep.
isn't the cover of Kush and Orange Juice too? Don't you got the...
That's cool because that's what people are used to. I don't want to scare nobody.
Don't let that go over your
But the
head.
actual landmass that we live on
Okay.
is not the shape of the map that you were given in third grade.
Shit, okay.
you gotta stop. You gotta stop thinking that.
I got you.
You gotta stop thinking that.
Change the narrative.
Even if, regardless of the dome and the water being below us and the air being up there, and there not being anything that actually is.
Yeah.
Like if you look at that sky, there's nothing that caps that off.
I just think about the sunset though, and how it like kind of goes down, and then you got the moon. I don't know. To me, wouldn't it stay light all damn day?
Would it stay light all day?
Wouldn't it?
No, it goes around.
Oh, you think it goes this way?
Yeah, yep.
Holy.
Yeah.
I gotta smoke some good shit and really catch a vibe with you.
Because it goes around. Like if we're on this side and the sun goes this way, then we're not going to see it. Yeah.
Interesting.
It just hits this side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever forgotten your own lyrics while on stage and just vibed out to it? Or been too high to...
I've been high. And
how do you handle that?
Sometimes, usually, I just freestyle if that happens.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes, because the crowd don't know. Like, if you stop, then they know.
Right.
But if you just like say like whatever, some shit, just mumble
comes to
some
mind,
shit,
they actually might like it better.
You just mumble some crap and then keep it moving.
You've been at that point on stage where you're like, oh shit, I'm fucking.
Nah, it don't be like too high to remember the words. Sometimes like you might not remember how you started that shit.
Yeah.
Or you might get to the middle of the song, and you might say something wrong, and as soon as you say one thing wrong, you say the rest. It's a lot of scenarios.
It's a process.
It's a lot of scenarios.
What's one song of yours that gives you chills, man?
See You Again.
Man, every time.
Yeah, that's a big song. I mean, just it brings out a lot of emotion in people. So
yeah,
that's a good one.
How about a verse? Or if I was gonna say a verse that gives you chills, is it from that as well, or is there another song?
I would say a verse that gives me chills. Probably the first verse from Mesmerized.
So dope.
Yeah, just being such a classic from Kush and Orange Juice too, and also seeing everybody seeing it affect other people.
Yeah,
like they have memories to it, or they might have just been heard like Black and Yellow and all of this stuff at the show, and they're like, "Where's Kush and Orange Juice at?" And then when that comes on, they're just satisfied.
That part, yeah, man. Yep. Is there a beat or a song that you passed on that haunts you to this day? Ever an opportunity where you might have just been on the go, like just didn't have the time to cut it, or...
No, I got lucky enough to, be able to capitalize off of the better opportunities of having beats and stuff like that.
That's right.
Yeah, I learned pretty early, like, not to miss out on those blessings. And even sometimes, like, if I don't choose a song early, I've been blessed enough for it to like come back around in the right way.
Full circle, yeah. What's something about being famous that no one warns you about?
I would say like you have to look for trouble. Yeah, they think that like just because you get famous, like all of this trouble starts happening and stuff. But there's such thing as leaving the party early.
Being mature about it. Right?
Yeah.
Yo.
So like, yeah, I think a lot of people don't know, like, you really you gotta find some trouble if like, it don't just happen.
It's in their mindset or a decision that they did or did not make.
I mean, a lot of these people they be wanting that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Secretly, huh?
It's possible to stay out of, you know,
the
mess. People, like, being famous, people think that you're just automatically involved just because you're famous, but you know, you involve yourself. You have way more control over, you know, the madness.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well put, man. It's coming from a guy. You've been doing this for many years, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of situations.
I want to be doing it for a lot more years.
I feel that.
I want to inspire other people to, you know, do it for a long time, and you know, understand that longevity is a flex.
Yeah, that longevity is a flex.
Yeah.
You're doing it, man. You're inspiring, bro.
Thank you.
I got just a few more questions I had asked on Twitter, like from some of your fans, man.
That's cool.
Someone said, what's the most toxic thing you've done while being high?
The most toxic thing I've done. Weed doesn't make you toxic.
Okay.
Weed makes you like everybody's best friend. I share. I roll up for people. I roll people joints and just pass them to them.
You're giving. You're very.
People nuts.
Do you even have a toxic trait?
What would my toxic trait be? I guess I flirt a lot with women. I flirt with old ladies.
Oh, yeah?
I just like flirting for sport.
Yeah, for the sport? With older ladies is great.
Yeah, it keeps you sharp.
It does, right? That's right, man. Someone asked if you could trade bodies with one celebrity for 24 hours.
Nobody.
Well, now, yeah. Like,
my
have you seen this guy?
Amazing. Like, nobody's getting this.
Yo, my man is in the gym. How often are you? Every day?
5 days a week.
5 days a week.
Yeah,
going hard.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some days where you're like, I don't really want to do this, but you got the mental.
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah. The most thing it is with me, because I enjoy it. It's not a chore for me.
Yeah.
So the most thing is with me is like balancing my schedule.
Right.
So it's like
even on the road and shit.
Yeah, even on the road.
Yeah.
If I have a busy day, I try to work it in. That's the most anxiety I'll get about it. It's like, oh, how can I at least get 45 minutes or something like that. And then if I can't, I'm not one of those people who freaks out if I don't go.
Right.
Leave me alone. I didn't work out today.
Give yourself grace.
Yeah, exactly.
Give yourself grace.
We'll get it back.
I don't know these questions. These motherfuckers were high when they asked this shit, but do fish know they're wet?
Do fish know they're wet?
Holy shit.
I feel like a fish should know that it's wet.
Do you think it truly knows?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It should.
Okay.
Yeah, because we know we dry. Yeah.
Yeah? When you put it like that?
Yeah.
Damn. A fish is wet all the time.
We dry all the time.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah. If you unwet.
What's a fish's version of a shower?
But if you unwet a fish. He gonna know that. Yeah. He gonna
know
he
dry. He gonna know he dry. Do you consider cereal to be a soup?
Nah. What is cereal soup?
You got the spoon and.
Nah.
No?
I could see the correlation, but we ain't finna do all that.
Nah, right?
Nah.
Can you ever truly do nothing?
Can you ever truly do nothing? You can, kind of, but you're still breathing.
So you're still kind of...
You're still existing. So you're still like, ing. Yeah.
You're still ing.
Yeah.
Yo, what cartoon character would you want to get high with?
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because he be seeing some crazy shit sober. So I know Stone, we going on an adventure.
Yo.
Yeah.
I could only imagine, my boy. Hey, man, Wiz, you're the man, bro.
Thank you,
always
man.
In a good mood. Energy always on 100.
You know
I
it.
appreciate you. I'm proud of your journey, man.
Thank you.
I know you're about to hit the road again. Crazy tour on the way.
Yeah, Taylor Gang the World Tour. Get your tickets. We going up and down Middle America.
Come on. You
we
ready?
getting them ready. Yeah, we getting them ready. That's also part of the process is like acclimating people to the new music. I can't get on the big stage and expect people to know everything. And I want to give them a treat before it hits the big stage.
That part.
I want to give them some merch and an experience because that's what it's really all about. It's the perfect time to make memories. Drop the top, roll the windows down, get the homies, smoke out, get ready for the show, pull up to the show. tickets everywhere.
Run it up, man. Run it up.
And then we're going to announce another tour after that, too.
Damn, this guy's working, man.
Yep.
23 tracks on the new project, Kush Orange Juice 2. It's been an honor and a privilege to sit with my brother Wiz Khalifa today, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Love
you,
every
man.
time.
You know it.
Just Incredible's Liftoff show on Power 106.